The Alberta Badlands are one of the harshest environments on Earth. Deep canyons, dry valleys, and hoodoos. Many people think this place is dead, dry, and lifeless. I mean, there are literally bones everywhere, but I'm here to prove that wrong. I will be spending the next 10 days traveling, exploring, and learning about some of the harshest and most unique places in all of Canada. My goal? Prove life is out here and uncover what makes the Badlands so strange and so special. I will be heading to 5 different locations, each stranger and more unique than the last. At every place, there's something to discover and new things to do. From finding real dinosaur bones, to 5,000-year-old cave paintings, to spotting some of the strangest wildlife in the whole country. So yeah, I'm excited, but we have a very long drive ahead of us, so let's get going. Dinosaur Provincial Park. It has been a very long drive today. We actually got a flat tire and we had to stop in Drumheller because we almost ran out of gas. And we had to get some snacks. It might surprise you that we're not staying in Drumheller because it is quite literally the heart of the Badlands. I mean, there are like dinosaurs everywhere. There's dinosaurs on every street corner, and they even have the world's largest dinosaur. But let me tell you, this place is even cooler, and it might even have more dinosaurs than in Drumheller. I mean, dinosaur is literally in the name of this park. Like, there could be a dinosaur like just right out there and I wouldn't even know it. But first, I have to tell you guys, there's some things we need to do here in Dinosaur Provincial Park. So here's the plan. First, we need to find some real dinosaur bones. There's a museum here and real bone beds, which I'll show you guys those tomorrow, I think. Next, we need to find some cactuses, because yes, we have cactuses here in Canada. We're not just a frozen wasteland. I mean, clearly. And third, there is a very unique piece of history here that I gotta show you guys. So yeah, a lot to do. But first, campsite tour? First, we have our picnic table. Great for eating snacks with my friend. Then we have a fire pit where we cook our dinner. And then there's this wood thing that goes around. I don't really know why, but it looks nice. And then, of course, we have this view. I mean, just look at it. That's crazy. I think the best thing to do first is just to go for a hike. I mean, how can I not go and explore up there? Like, alright, let's go. Look at the view from up here. It's crazy. We haven't been gone for that long. See all the way to that one there. See all the way across the valley. Oh, all the way over there. Holy. Keep going. Hey guys, I found cactus, or cacti is plural. Because yes, we do have cactus in Canada. We're not just cold. Look at that. Canadian cactus. I don't know what species of cactus this is, so if there are any cactus experts watching, you can put it in the comments. Alright, so we're almost at the top, guys. It's still like probably 50 feet up or something, but I mean, just look at the view. Like, I had to take a second to appreciate this. Like, you can see all the way across the valley. What I find crazy is that where we're standing is all underground. Like I said, this is a valley. So this is all used to be water, which I find crazy. Imagine living in that time when all of these valleys was just water. Every little valley with a little bit of a stream was all filled with water because that little bit of water carved the whole thing. And the river here is still quite large, so I'll talk about that later. Let's go to the top finally, and look at this. You can see for like kilometers and kilometers all the way out. That's insane. All the way down the valley. It's crazy. So I want to talk about a few things while I'm up here. Look out at the rest of these coulees. Every single one of those stripes on those is a different time period. Most of the rock here is Cretaceous rock, but every layer is like a set of different millions of years. So if you see out on some of these, you'll see a very thick black line. Look at this one here. It's kind of fainted for some reason. Maybe it's because the sun is shining right down on it. But near the bottom, it looks like, kind of the ones over there, there's a very thick black line. Maybe an arrow will pop up and point to it. That is actually the dinosaur extinction event. That black line is the day that the dinosaurs died. That is the KT extinction, which I think is really cool. You can just see, like, oh, that is when that is, just by looking at a rock. But like I said before, this whole thing was all just water at one point, a river. I think that's really cool. And just all around you, how much history is here? Like, literally underneath my feet, there are tons of dinosaur bones. So you did a little transition there. All right, so we're here at Dinosaur Provincial Park Museum. So I thought we'd go inside, check it out, learn some more about this ancient land, and see some dinosaur bones, which I'm really excited about that part. So without further ado, let's just go inside. All right, guys, we basically have the museum to ourselves. I'm going to be a little bit quieter right now, but I think we're just going to start by just looking at this tooth here. I don't know if this is real or not, but this is pretty cool. They have a lot more exhibits in there. So let's get going. Guys, they have a please touch board. And y'all know I love touching things. Wait, pause. I love touching dinosaur things. So this is a Centrosaurus horn, one of the main ceratopsians that lived in this area. It's pretty cool. This is a Brachylophosaurus skin impression. That's cool. So this isn't what actually the dinosaur skin was. This is just an imprint in the mud millions of years ago. We got Daspletosaurus teeth. It's actually a smaller cousin of the T-Rex. Then we got some claws from a Dromaeosaurus, a raptor dinosaur, the Velociraptor, Ornithomimus knucklebone. So that's like knuckles. We got a turtle shell. That's actually kind of cool. And some other stuff that's not actually dinosaurs, but then this here, Corynthosaurus jawbone. So these animals actually have tons and tons of teeth, and like a crocodile, they just replace them over their time. They go through hundreds, even thousands of teeth. So that's really cool. You get to touch all this too. That's cool. Let's look at this. This is a sturgeon spine. Sturgeons are actually still alive today, and come back in a couple days, or every day. You might actually see some real sturgeon. I'm not giving away anything though. Okay, let's keep going. Check this out. So this is a ceratopsian dinosaur called the Styracosaurus. So this is a relative of the Triceratops. See, it's got the horn and the large frill covering its neck. This is actually one of the more beautiful dinosaurs. Obviously, fossils aren't fully intact, so I'll put up a better artist reconstruction of one on screen here. But this is pretty cool. Here is one that's a little more like the Triceratops. This is a Chasmosaurus. So pretty much the same thing as the Triceratops, 3 horns, large frill. Again, I'll put up another artist rendering of what this dinosaur looked like. Also, look at this. We got another touch bone. Love touching bones. That's really cool. All right, let's keep going. All right, so this here isn't actually a dinosaur. This is a Campsosaurus, an early crocodile-like creature, I should say, which is similar to modern-day gharials from Indonesia and India and that kind of region. So come over here. You see they have super long snouts, just like modern gharials, and you see how long their bodies are. Now, I'm sure this isn't a full adult, but nonetheless, this is a really cool animal. Okay, so this is the main exhibit here. So this is a Lambeosaurus. This is actually its head here. Look how massive that is compared to my hand. Like, that is huge. Anyway, back up here. This is a reconstruction of Dromaeosaurs, which are these smaller raptor dinosaurs, attacking a larger Lambeosaurus. The Dromaeosaurus, these are small raptor dinosaurs, similar in size to Velociraptor. They have these very long, stiff tails, which they use for balance when they're running. Obviously, they're very swift and agile predators. This Lambeosaurus is absolutely massive. Like, I'm 6'5", and this thing is easily double my height. No joke. I don't know if the camera is doing it justice just how huge this is, but this thing is massive. Like, just look at the size of its head. And how they get this guy to be floating here? That's kind of cool. he's just floating. But just think how massive these things are. And if they were still around today, that'd be really cool. Yeah, just imagine a prehistoric scene like this 66 million years ago. This is actually really cool. Guys, they have a weight thing that tells you how much you weigh next to the mammals of the park. So let's see how much I weigh. I weigh as much as a bighorn sheep. Dang, that's a lot. We don't talk about that. So guys, this is a really cool exhibit here. This is actually the fossil of a Daspletosaurus, which is a smaller relative of the T-Rex. And this sign here says that this is actually the field station for the Royal Tyrrell Museum back in Drumheller, where we were earlier. And this is where all the paleontologists come to do their field work. And this actually says there's more than 400 dinosaur skeletons found here and more than 40 dinosaur species. That's more of any other place on Earth of similar size, which is an insane claim. Most of the dinosaurs here are from the late Cretaceous period, as we can see here. Feel free to pause the video, take a look at all the different dinosaurs here. This is just a small piece of the actual biodiversity of the fossils found here. Guys, look, they got like a little bird exhibit. They got like a falcon. That's actually an American kestrel. Really different birds live here. They got bird sounds playing, which is nice. Got owls. If you don't know, I absolutely love owls. Burrowing owls. Burrowing owls live here? Oh, we gotta find some this trip then. That's a trip goal. We gotta find a burrowing owl. We have lots of other owls. We got other birds here too. We've seen some of the barn swallows and the bank swallows actually. Those are really cool birds. Yeah, just look at all the birds here. There's so many. Alright guys, that was super cool. Got to see so many interesting dinosaurs and other really cool creatures in there. There was so much stuff that we couldn't even show. So I highly encourage you guys to go out and check your own local museums or come here to Dinosaur Provincial Park and learn for yourselves. And yes, I went to the gift shop. I got a hat and I got a pin, which I actually have an old hat where I have a whole bunch of pins. I'll switch them to this one though. But every place we go to this trip, I'm going to try and get a new pin to just grow my collection. So hopefully I can do that because that would be really nice. Anyways, the next piece of history that we're going to explore is going to be super cool, so make sure you stick around. Welcome to the John Ware cabin. This is a very unique piece of history, and it's a good change from all the natural history that we've been looking at lately, the dinosaur bones, the coolies, all that stuff. So this is the house of John Ware, a black cowboy who escaped slavery in the United States. He was born in South Carolina, and eventually he ended up here. So let's go take a look and learn a little bit more about this early pioneer to this area. Ooh. Whoa. Well, the roof's a little bit higher here at least. Whoa. I think they just like took out his whole house and did a museum. Take a look at some of this gear that he had. I don't know if I can touch this or not. It doesn't say I can't. So these are some of the tools that John Ware actually used when he first settled this area. I don't know if I can touch these, but still, this is a really cool piece of history here. Look at the horse. Oh, I'm gonna pull its tail. Yeah, that doesn't do anything. Yo! I probably shouldn't be on that. Another low roof. This is the main thing I want to talk about here. The journey of John Ware. So he was an African-American slave born in South Carolina in 1845. Eventually traveled to Fort Worth, looks like Texas, and all the way up. We eventually got to Brooks here in Alberta. And once he arrived to Alberta, he settled into ranch work at Bayou and Corn ranches. He earned a reputation for his unmatched horsemanship, strength, and kindness. By the 1890s, he had launched his own ranch, and around 1900, he relocated his family to a more remote homestead on the Red Deer River. Building a new home after devastating floods forced them to move above what became known as Ware Creek. In spring of 1905, his wife Mildred died of pneumonia, and just months later, Ware's horse stumbled into a badger hole, causing him to fall off and break his neck. His funeral was one of Calgary's largest at the time, and though his children never had descendants, his legacy lives on. Alberta is dotted with landmarks bearing his name: John Ware Ridge, Mount Ware, Ware Creek, as well as many different institutions bearing his name. His restored cabin now stands at Dinosaur Provincial Park, and Canada Post made a commemorative stamp featuring him in 2012, and he was designated a person of national historic significance with a plaque at Bar U Ranch. Look in here. We can't actually go in there, it's locked. But you can see some of, I don't know if these are all actually John Ware's old furniture, but you can see some of the old stuff in there. Also a picture up there, that's pretty cool. Yeah, let's go back outside. Guys, I kid you not, there is a rattlesnake right there. You can even see the rattle on it. We didn't even see it, our dog almost got bit. I think we should probably just like make sure nobody else finds it. Because they're venomous, obviously. I mean, it is a rattlesnake, but just look at that thing. They actually have heat sensors on their nose, and that's how they see an infrared light. So I'm gonna back up here a little bit, not get too close to it. It is coming kind of this way, but just look at that absolutely massive snake. Beautiful creature. That's crazy. Told you there's rattlesnakes here. Also, bird, common grackle, I think that is. Cool. I just want to make sure it gets across the road safely, because I don't want anybody to run it over. Make sure nobody gets bitten by it, obviously. Just look at that, the way it like moves around the rocks, very agile. You can see the rattle in the end. It sticks up. They actually hold up the rattles while they move, so they don't rub against the ground. They don't want that rattle to get damaged, because that is their main defense mechanism and their way of warning any prey items or potential predators that they are dangerous. So, really amazing snake. Finally got across the road. Hopefully stay safe. Other people stay safe from it as well. Really amazing sight to see here in Dinosaur Provincial Park. Really cool. There it goes. Alright guys, it's been a super long day, but it's starting to get dark now. So I think the best way to finish this day off is just with some stargazing. So got my telescope here and let's just see what we can see. You guys remember my video from a couple weeks ago? I did all the space events in August. You'll remember, as long as you watch the whole thing, that summer triangle is up the entire month, which is actually kind of out here, but there's some clouds moving in that direction, so we can't actually see it right now. But the full moon is also around now, which, I mean, I think you can see those clouds over there, but that's the moon behind the clouds. So because the full moon is blocked, we can actually see a lot more of the sky now. So I'm gonna move you guys to up here. There's so much more stars here. So let's just start looking. Okay guys, so the Big Dipper is actually out. It's right there. I don't know if it's in frame. You think it is? I don't know. It's but it's up there. I don't know if it's really that good. No. Alright, I've been informed it was on camera. So I mean, just look at that. Also, if we look straight up, summer triangle is out. Hopefully you guys can see that. I'll try and put some arrows and text on screen if you guys can see it, but yeah, the stars are pretty good tonight. But let me tell you, the next couple places are going to be even better. They're literal dark sky preserves. Like the stars here are really good, but trust me, they will get better. And it's getting really late. We have a very long day tomorrow. So today was a really fun day. We got to go to the museum, see real dinosaur bones, which was really cool, and explore the John Ware house, which that was really interesting. But trust me, I have some crazy stuff planned for the rest of this trip. So make sure you come back tomorrow, and I'll see you guys in the morning. Good night.